Good morning, traders. This is Razak at CMTrading. Welcome to today's market review. Today is April 23rd, 2014. Today is Wednesday. Picking up a little bit in the markets as news is coming out and some economic calendar news is progressing in this week's trading week. A little bit of news coming out of Aussie earlier this morning came in at lesser than forecast. Which has affected the Aussie. It did retrace like 30-40 pips. But later today, looking at the economic calendar, some news coming out of the Euro for the German manufacturing PMI. This may have a decent impact on the Euro. The German economy is obviously one of the largest economies in Europe, so it should have some sort of impact on the Euro. And then later today at 11:30 South African time, the Bank of England monetary policy meeting minutes. Generally has some high impact information discussing monetary policy that the Bank of England is executing and why they're executing it. So conventionally this is relatively a high impact number, may move the GBP. As we know, the GBP has been extremely strong over the last couple of sessions and has been extremely strong over the past year. If we're looking at the charts, let's do that. Let's look at the GBP Japanese yen. This is a weekly chart, and as we can see, we're really smack in the top of the range at 172.694, and we're testing these highs. We've discussed how it's been testing these highs continuously, and it's almost no pullback yesterday. It just took off. About 66 pips for the week. It's been up, so it's trading nicely on the upside. Do look to enter it, in pullbacks. We may test this upper range. Let's see if the volume actually is consistent with the follow through, and see if we can break up above. The more we test these upper levels, the more I'm inclined to think that we're going to break up higher. A few times, trading here and then shorting here at this level would have been a better bet, but now it's testing at a third time, and that's really showing some major strength, especially that the GBP is gaining ground with many of the other currencies. As we look at the Euro USD here on a weekly chart, and again we're just above. Okay, we're just above the breakout point in the GBP USD. So it's up 46 pips on the USD this week, so also showing some strength. And let's see if we can break it higher to the 170 level. I would say the next target price on the high side would be 170 if we do see this breakout later today. You never know which piece of news is going to drive it higher, so really keep this on the radar. This is a must-to-have to see what's going on in the markets. The Aussie USD, as we spoke, tanked about 40-50 pips after the news came out. It was due for a retracement. If we look at a longer time frame, we did hit this upper level here. Let's look at it on the daily. We did test this upper level, which we've tested it before, right over here on November 19, 2013. Previously a support level, subsequently a resistance level, okay, and then testing it here again. I would look maybe to buy a little bit here as we're testing some new support level, previous resistance level. Okay, so there's a few alternative here. Just to let's highlight it so you can see. That's the right here is the resistance level, previous support, previous resistance. So this is a major level. Okay, right here at 92.829. Maybe a little bit less than that, just to be on the safe side for buying it on the long. But again, should be a great trading opportunity as things in the Aussie USD have been showing. The Euro bouncing a little bit on its upper range. Okay, nothing really to write home about. It's after it's been sideways trading. Not an easy trade per se. You do need to be very selective, but you had the opportunity to buy it at 137 here, which I thought was a great location to pick it up because this is a previous resistance, subsequent support. But at these levels, after taking this, this move up, it's in somewhat of the middle of the range at this stage. Maybe we could see some upward movement going into the 139 level again and retesting it up here. And we'll see what news come out with the German number today with the PMI. Moving on to commodities, the gold really taking a hit. If you remember, we had this huge move up earlier in the mid-March, and then we traced right back after what happened with the Ukraine, and then we had a little bit of short covering here, people taking their profits, hitting this 1,329 level, not breaking up above, and then breaking right back up more. We are close to support level here. Okay, it has found some basis at 1280, 1279 area. So I wouldn't buy it just yet, just to pick it up on the long side. But I do expect it to trade within a range still. I don't see that we'll be going much lower to the 1200, low 1200 ranges. I think that's more of an extreme move for this commodity. But considering some of the political clout in the Ukraine and some clout in the economy, I do expect it to maybe trade a little bit sideways. So I do expect a little bit of a bounce at some point. On the flip side, just going and backstepping into the indices, so looking at the Dow here, the Dow Jones Industrial, which is the largest index in the world, representing the New York, or rather the United States economy, corporate economy, so to speak. Well, we've been testing up this higher level here. Yesterday we rallied as high up as 1656, 16,565. So really on its upper level, let's see if we can see some follow through and break out higher. Okay, it's definitely been very strong, as you can see from this graph, on its all-time highs basically. All right, as we can see here on a multi-year level. So there's no reason for this to stop going up higher. The U.S. stocks are showing some continued strength, and that's the key word: continued. There has been some really good strength in the markets internationally. Just looking at the FTSE as well, right here, we are in its upper range. It has been testing. It has tested earlier this 6,851, retraced, but now finding itself trading sideways a little bit. But it's still healthy. The economy and the corporate economy, at least, is still healthy. So I hope this has helped and given you some trade ideas for later today. Have a great trading day. This is Razak at CMTrading. Thank you, everyone.